After the death of Peter the Great in 1725, Russia experienced years of political uncertainty as several rulers came and went. Although the empire remained powerful, competition for the throne created instability inside the royal court. Eventually, one woman would rise to power and become one of the greatest rulers in Russian history. That woman was Catherine the Great. Born in what is now Germany, Catherine was not originally Russian. Yet after marrying into the Romanov family, she embraced the Russian language, culture, and traditions. In 1762, after a palace coup removed her husband from power, Catherine became empress. Her reign lasted more than 3 decades and transformed Russia into one of Europe's strongest empires. Catherine admired the ideas of the Enlightenment and supported education, literature, and the arts. She expanded schools, encouraged intellectual discussions, and collected works from Europe's greatest thinkers. At the same time, she believed in maintaining absolute power. While promoting progress, she also strengthened the authority of the monarchy. Under Catherine's leadership, Russia expanded dramatically. The empire gained territory along the Black Sea after defeating the Ottoman Empire and also participated in the partitions of Poland, which erased Poland as an independent state for more than a century. By the end of her reign, Russia had become one of the largest and most influential empires in the world. During the 19th century, Russia continued expanding across Siberia, the Caucasus, Central Asia, and the Far East. Explorers crossed frozen landscapes, founded new settlements, and connected distant regions under one government. Eventually, the Russian Empire stretched across 11 time zones, making it the largest empire by land area in the world. Despite its size, life for ordinary people remained extremely difficult. Millions of peasants lived as serfs, meaning they were legally tied to the land owned by nobles. They worked long hours, paid heavy taxes, and had very few rights. While the royal family enjoyed magnificent palaces and luxurious lifestyles, many villagers struggled simply to survive. The empire faced one of its greatest tests in 1812 when Napoleon Bonaparte invaded Russia with the largest army Europe had ever seen. Confident of a quick victory, Napoleon marched toward Moscow. However, Russian forces avoided a decisive battle while retreating deeper into the country. As they withdrew, they destroyed supplies that could have helped the invading army. When Napoleon finally entered Moscow, he discovered a nearly deserted city. Soon afterward, devastating fires consumed much of it. With winter approaching, food running out, and freezing temperatures arriving, the French army was forced to retreat. The journey back became one of history's greatest military disasters. Hunger, disease, and the brutal Russian winter destroyed much of Napoleon's once powerful force. This victory greatly increased Russia's prestige across Europe. Even after defeating Napoleon, serious problems remained inside the empire. Industrialization arrived later than in Western Europe. Factories grew around major cities, but workers endured poor conditions, long hours, and low wages. Farmers still faced poverty, while political freedoms remained limited. In 1861, Alexander II of Russia carried out one of the most significant reforms in Russian history by abolishing serfdom. Millions of serfs were legally freed. Although this was a historic achievement, many former serfs received little land and remained trapped in poverty. Expectations for change rose much faster than improvements in daily life. As the late 19th century approached, revolutionary ideas spread among students, workers, and intellectuals. Many believed Russia needed democratic reforms, while others demanded complete revolution. Secret political organizations formed throughout the country, challenging the authority of the Romanov monarchy. Meanwhile, Russia's international ambitions led to new conflicts. In 1904, the empire fought the Russo-Japanese War. Most Europeans expected Russia to win easily, but Japan achieved a stunning victory. Russia lost major naval battles and suffered humiliating defeats on land. The loss shocked the world and weakened confidence in the government. Public anger exploded in 1905 after peaceful demonstrators marched toward the Winter Palace in St. Petersburg, hoping to present a petition to the Tsar. Soldiers opened fire on the crowd in an event remembered as Bloody Sunday. Hundreds were killed or wounded. The tragedy triggered protests, strikes, and unrest across the empire. Although Nicholas II introduced limited reforms and established a parliament known as the Duma, many Russians believed these changes did not go far enough. Distrust of the monarchy continued growing. Then came the catastrophe of World War I. Russia entered the war alongside Britain and France, expecting a quick victory against Germany and its allies. Instead, the conflict became a nightmare. Millions of Russian soldiers were killed, wounded, or captured. Equipment was often inadequate, transportation struggled to keep up with demand, and shortages of food and fuel spread throughout the country. As conditions worsened, public frustration turned into open rebellion. Workers went on strike, soldiers refused orders, and demonstrations filled the streets of Petrograd, the wartime name for St. Petersburg. In early 1917, Tsar Nicholas II realized he had lost control. After more than 300 years of Romanov rule, he abdicated the throne. A temporary government attempted to lead the country, but it chose to continue fighting in World War I despite widespread exhaustion. This decision proved deeply unpopular. At the same time, a revolutionary movement known as the Bolsheviks, led by Vladimir Lenin, promised peace, land, and bread. Their message resonated with millions of war-weary workers, soldiers, and peasants. In October 1917, the Bolsheviks seized key government buildings in Petrograd and overthrew the provisional government in what became known as the October Revolution. It marked the end of Imperial Russia and the beginning of a new political era that would reshape not only Russia but the entire world. The revolution was only the beginning. A devastating civil war soon erupted between the Bolshevik Red Army and their opponents, known collectively as the White Forces. The fighting lasted for years, leaving cities destroyed, industries ruined, and millions of people dead from combat, famine, and disease. By the early 1920s, the Bolsheviks emerged victorious, setting the stage for the creation of a new superpower, the Soviet Union.